Growing up in Jackson, Mississippi was pretty cool in the art scene. I've always known that I wanted to be an artist, and I asked my mother to enroll me into APAC, which is Academic and Performing Arts Complex. And there they study printmaking, photography, dance, sculpture, any form of art. So I always knew I wanted to draw and paint and all that. So I was fortunate enough to pass the test, and next thing I knew, I was in APAC, Academic and Performing Arts art department. So the art scene was pretty cool in Jackson, Mississippi. I remember growing up and being right next door to the Mississippi Museum of Art and being able to go see all the cool exhibits. It was very cool and creative to be around like-minded individuals and kind of do our thing. I had no idea that I would be doing photography full-time growing up. I knew I wanted to draw and paint, and my classmates used to always tell me, man, you're gonna be famous one day. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's not possible. All artists I know that are famous are dead. So it was pretty ironic for me actually to make a name for myself and be living and doing what I enjoy to do. The one thing that made me say, I'm gonna go for it and live for my dreams was when I was working corporate America and driving an hour commute one way every day with no traffic, and leaving there and going after work and doing what I love to do was to draw. But this one experience where I was racially profiled in a small town called Cedartown, Georgia, and the cops pulled me over. I had recently gotten into a car accident, so I was in a rental car. And the cop asked me to sit in the back seat of the car. And I asked him, was I speeding? I wasn't doing anything wrong. I told him I worked down the street. He didn't believe me, and he called my boss. I told him, that was really the straw that broke the camel's back. Was when that happened, I knew that I needed to move on, and that was God's way of telling me, this wasn't for me. And I haven't looked back since. The moment I knew I was on my way would have to be when I traveled to LA to shoot the first segment or the first series of my Alter Ego project. It was very surreal because I was traveling to LA. I shot celebrities back to back within hour intervals, and I met like iconic legends that were doing my project, the Alter Ego, like Chaka Khan, Lisa Ray, Rockman Dunbar, Kelly Rowland, Michelle Williams. Once I had that experience and I saw how tangible it was and how fast-paced it was and how quickly things were happening, I pretty much knew that I was onto something. I have a lot of memorable shoots, so I can't really say that one was more memorable than the other. I remember shooting Gabby Douglas right after she won the Olympics, and they flew her into New York, and the paparazzi was outside. I literally had 10 to 15 minutes to shoot her. I remember shooting Nicki Minaj before her first project came out, inspired from the Alter Ego collection that I did of her taking over New York City, riding a helicopter the day before, taking scenery pictures. I remember shooting Chaka Khan. The set caught on fire, and she joked it off and said she was so hot that she started a fire. I remember shooting Brandy in the desert, Alter Ego. There's so many memorable experiences that I have experienced through this medium. I was talking to a good friend of mine, Zaisha Beecham. She's a celebrity makeup artist, and I had told her that I wanted to start doing videos, and other directors had emerged, and she was like, okay, are you gonna let it come and go, or are you gonna try to attempt it? So Chrisette Michele hit me up about a photo shoot. Coming back, she had just chopped her hair off and she wanted to capture it. And she was like, I need some images to capture me in the most flattering light, beautiful light. So I propositioned her and I was like, okay, let me do your first video or your first visuals to it. And we shot charades in my small studio, and it was a breath of fresh air. It was very creative. It was effortlessly done. Her energy was great. It was like moving pictures. There's not just one thing that inspires me as an artist. Everything inspires me as an artist. that may mean magazine covers, that may mean billboards, that may mean somebody walking down the street, a footprint, a leaf, anything that comes across my eyesight, I look at a different way, and I try to execute that and show the world what I see through my eyes. I would love for people to look at my work as the new generation Gordon Parks. I would love for my work to live past me. I would love for generations to have my images on their walls, in their kitchens, in their living rooms, and coffee table books. I want to live a long time after I'm gone.